Secretary Rubio, welcome back. I want to start where we left off last year. You told me, quote, "We're going to do more food aid than any country on the planet times 10. That was your promise. But the facts tell a different story. America might still be the world's largest food aid donor, but we certainly don't provide 10 times more food aid than our peers. In fact, under your watch, America's food aid contributions have been cut by more than half to roughly $2 billion. It should be very clear that America's strength has never come solely from our might. It comes from our alliances, our credibility, and our values. You didn't just eliminate programs, you created vacuums. Vacuums where violence and instability are rising, that extremist groups are filling, that competitors like China are exploiting, and vacuums that are making Americans less safe and less prosperous. And you hurt Americans here at home with your policy decisions. Shuttering USAID wiped out more than 23,000 American jobs, while Donald Trump and his billionaire buddies got rich off of corrupt deals. Peanut farmers in Texas and sugar farmers in your home state of Florida lost market access because of your cuts. So Secretary Rubio, before slashing food aid programs, did you conduct any analysis whatsoever on how many American jobs would be lost, how many farms would be hurt, and how much damage would be done to local economies and small businesses?
Well, because we know all of those will still be part of the new programs we've created and are creating. But the second point I would make, American foreign aid programs are not a jobs program. Although they employ Americans, and we want it to be helpful to Americans, and that's why.
So you're okay hurting the farmers in your home state?
The World Food for Peace program, for example, now we've transferred it to U.S. The Agriculture Department. They're in a better position.
Well, you're talking about a hypothetical future where you fix past mistakes, but farmers have been struggling over the last year.
That's where it belonged in the first place, because it's helpful. The farmers have more direct input there than they would at the State Department. As to your point about us cutting aid, not only are we we donate more than the next 4 countries combined. We do more than anybody else.
But we went down, and there are consequences. Look. From where I sit,
but why are we in charge of feeding everybody?
This is not about charity. This is about our economy and values. I didn't say that you got to do it all, but you can't cut when you know without analysis that bad things are going to happen.
But we didn't. We replaced. We have new programs that are actually working better.
Well, Mr. Secretary, if I may, from where I sit, you, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, you got together, you made these cuts blindly because you did not say that you conducted any analysis. You just said we cut because we have a hypothetical future that we are trying to create, which is not a serious plan. And that's not regard for the economic damage to our farmers, to our small businesses here at home who are feeling that pain. And moreover, you've had lives lost. And I want to get to that point. I want to introduce you to Mary Sunday. She is behind me. And after your food aid cuts decimated the World Food Program's ability to feed the Kenyan refugee camp she lived in, Mary's 7-month-old daughter, Santina, died of malnutrition. This is the only photo Santina's parents have of their daughter. Before Santina died, you looked me in the eye in this room and you said, "No children are dying on my watch." She was a child. She had a name, a family, a future ahead. Now she's gone. She is one of over 500,000 children who died last year after your administration pulled the plug. Yesterday, I heard your testimony. You said you're seeking outcomes with foreign aid programs, but the outcome that I see is dead kids. So, Mr. Secretary, I want to ask you again, and with a real direct answer, please. Were you lying to Congress when you claimed no children were dying on your watch, or did you simply never bother to calculate the human cost of your decisions?
That number you're throwing around is a false number. It's a false number. And not only that, you're equivocating that the death of an individual's responsibility of the United States.
There are 500,000 others.
No, that's false.
Mr. Secretary, the numbers are there.
No, the numbers are not there. The numbers are opinion of experts who got their contracts
to share. Mr. Chairman, I want to enter into the record these articles that show last year alone, over 155,000 children died from malnutrition. Over 126,000 children died from diarrheal diseases. Over 165,000 children died from pneumonia as a result of these cuts. So here's the deal. You promised more food aid. Instead, there were cuts. You promised America first and said American workers, who you said aren't a priority for you. You said it's not a jobs program. They lost their jobs. You promised strength. Instead, we have lost influence, credibility, and trust. And you promised children weren't going to die. You said that to me right here. You promised peace as well. Instead, your illegal war of choice with Iran is driving up fuel prices and grocery costs while putting millions more at risk of hunger worldwide. This is not about charity. This is about values. So whether it's negligence or ideology, the result under your watch is the same. Weaker alliances, higher costs, dead children, and a less secure America.
The result is
my time is expiring. So I'm going to take these seconds to say what are you going to do to clean up the mess that you
Representative's
created?
time's expired.